You are not a machine to be fixed. You are a living system that lives inside of living systems. In the last episode, we saw how personal development borrowed its logic from factories and markets. Today, I want to ask a different question. What does life teach us about growth? Hi, I'm Ganga Devi, a living systems theorist, and this is the framework that shapes everything I teach within Imuna Academy. When we study how life organizes itself, we discover the real curriculum for healing. Machines break and get repaired. Living systems get wounded, and then they reorganize to heal. We see this every day. A cut on your skin triggers communication across tissues. Your whole body collaborates rather than competes to get resources to where the healing needs to happen. A forest after fire resprouts. Nutrients get redistributed and new species emerge. Even our fascia in our bodies, the social fabric of our communities, and our economies, they're meant to adapt, not remain static. Machines depend on control, but life depends on relationships. And when you see yourself as a living system and not as a machine, your healing stops becoming about perfection, and it becomes about participation with the family of life. So let's talk about a couple of core principles, qualities of living systems that should be in all of our vernacular. First is interdependence. Nothing thrives alone. As Robin Wall Kimmerer so beautifully writes in the opening pages of her book, The Service Berry, all thriving is mutual. What does this look like inside of your own body? Your microbiome, your friendships, the mycelial network underneath our feet. All of these, if they're healthy, exchange information and resources constantly. There is no strength in isolation, just starvation. The second core principle of living systems is feedback. Life learns through communication loops, pain, emotion, conflict. What if we looked at all of these as feedback rather than as failure, as opportunities to see where the system could be more connected, more effective, and more life-affirming? Feedback tells the system where energy is blocked or where it needs attention. And the third principle that we're going to talk about today is regeneration. And regeneration, in its simplest terms, is the life-death-life cycle. In our culture, we are so afraid of death that we have completely forgotten that it is an essential quality of life. I've studied with the most advanced schools of regenerative practice, from the Regenesis Institute to Regen Intel, but my greatest teacher of regeneration remains my compost pile in my garden. Regeneration is the process of taking what is and what has been, and when something needs to die, giving it the right conditions so that all of the life potential, all of the nutrients, all of the goodness, all of the potency of that thing can then be decomposed and recomposed into the web of life again. This is why you'll often see me talking about things that I might have critiques of, but not throwing it out completely. In the field of Ken Wilber's philosophy, the approach that I'm talking about is known as integral, where you transcend and include the things that are of the past rather than transcending and abandoning them. I see this as a really essential element of anchoring the regenerative ethos into the times that we're living in. But whether we're looking at compost or the grief that we have when something or someone that we love dies, or the endings that might happen with a business or another creation that we poured our lives into, or even a friendship or a marriage, life metabolizes everything when it is given the time and space that it needs to. The idea of regeneration, to me, is always tied in with the idea that nothing is ever truly lost. Everything flows, and the energy potential and the nutrients and the beauty of something that has existed is never fully lost. When we apply these laws, these understandings of living systems to the psyche and to society, we can see that the process of healing is not about controlling something. It's about creating a field of coherence. It's about working with the way that life and energy truly does flow. So let's just pause for a moment and let a long exhale land here. We are ecological beings, and our own being, our bodies, our minds, our whole integrated internal system is the first system that we are able to affect change within. If we try to make interventions in a system outside of ourselves, whether it's a local community, a local government, a larger government, the school system, the food system that we belong to, our families, if we're pointing out the things that are dysfunctional and not working in the systems outside of us, but we're not creating coherence within ourselves first, the integrity of the transformation that we're trying to effect in the world will not hold. This is why there's a lot of nuance in how we need to approach evolving and transforming the self-help and wellness industries, because there's a lot about it that isn't actually totally getting it wrong. We do need to begin within. However, a critical element of regenerative development and design is that in order to fulfill the potential of one system, you need to look at the potential of the larger systems that it belongs to. And this is a core failure that we have within wellness, within self-help, and even within most spiritual communities. We neglect to address the whole system, and we try to just sequester us into the smallest composite part that we can address. And we miss out on the reality of our interdependence. We miss out on the reality of our regenerative potential. We miss out on the possibility that our personal development can be a source and a force for collective evolution. The reality is that we will become well and free together, or not at all. In the next episode, we're going to explore a little bit more about what we mean by being multidimensional, how these nested systems overlap through fascia and emotion and consciousness itself. Until then, remember, you are not separate from the Earth's healing. You are a cell within the body of life, and your well-being is essential for the well-being of the whole.